Welcome to SCBWI Carolina's Book Fairies First Look. I'm your host, Micki Bare. Today, I am thrilled to welcome award-winning picture book author, Tameka Fryer Brown. Tameka is a picture book author who writes to sow seeds of self-love, pride, connectivity, and inclusion in the hearts of children. Her books have won awards like the Charlotte Huck Honor Award, the Charlotte Zolotow Honor Award, and the Jane Addams Children's Book Honor Award. They have also been featured on best book lists by NPR, Parents Latina Magazine, the Cooperative Children's Book Center, New York Public Library, Kirkus, School Library Journal, Bank Street College, the Little Free Library, and more. Tameka's picture books include 12 Dinging Doorbells, Brown Baby Lullaby, That Flag, and All the Greatness in You. She is also a contributing member of the Brown Bookshelf. Welcome, Tameka. I'm so thrilled to be talking with you today.
Thank you, Micki. I'm so happy to be here.
So before we begin, let me introduce your latest release, The Greatness in You. You are brave, you are enough, you are your own best thing. In All the Greatness in You, award-winning author Tameka Fryer Brown and up-and-coming artist Alleanna Harris have crafted a joyful ode to the milestones and special moments in every little one's life, empowering them with the confidence to try new things, ask questions, make mistakes, and most of all, believe in their own greatness. Bursting with warmth and words of encouragement, this lyrical picture book is the perfect gift for graduations, birthdays, the first day of school, and beyond. Tameka, your creativity with words is just as vibrant as Alleanna Harris's illustrations. You simply can't read this book without feeling encouraged, supported, and lifted. What inspired you to write All the Greatness in You?
Yeah, well, a couple of things. First of all, so Brown Baby Lullaby was published by, or is published by FSG, Farrar, Straus and Giroux, which is an imprint of Macmillan. And Joy Peskin is my editor. And, Brown Baby Lullaby was written and it was in process. And before it even came out, she came to me with the idea of writing a follow-up for, when the kids would kind of age out of Brown Baby Lullaby, we still wanted to have something to offer them that was affirming and full of love. And so I was like, of course, I want to write another book, like that, because it's part of my mission, as you read, to sow those seeds into kids' hearts of love and pride. And so, but it took me a while to figure out exactly what I wanted to write and how I wanted to write it. And it just so happens not long after that, my youngest daughter was in the middle of the college scholarship application process. And she was, she's a great kid, a phenomenal student, but she was really nervous and questioning herself, am I good enough? Especially when compared with all the competition. And it was my role at that time to kind of be her cheerleader, her confidant, the shoulder, listening ear, and her hype person, to say, you are great. You are wonderful just as you are. And if these people don't recognize it, that's on them. And so as I was going through that, I thought, you know what? I think this is it. This is the message that I want to give to, those kids as they're getting older and they're doing new things, maybe starting school for the first time and just experiencing a lot of new things. And they might, also go through phases where they're questioning, whether I can do it. And so I was like, yeah, that's the message that I want to write. And so this is what ended up, we ended
Beautiful.
up coming up with. This was Brown Baby Lullaby, and this is All the Greatness in You. So
Yeah,
a
it
do-over.
kind of flows right into that because that's kind of how
Yeah.
you start with explaining how the child's now kind of independent and is doing things
Mhm.
on their own, which is really cool. So how can parents, caregivers, educators use this book with children?
Sure. Well, I'll start with the parents. That's probably the most obvious place to start. Just reading it with your little one. I like to write stories where when an adult, a caregiver, or a parent is reading them to the child, those words are so affirming and so loving that they pour, just pour into the child. And so just story time, lap time with your kids, using all the greatness in you to say all those things that, you might feel in your heart, but may not have necessarily tried to figure out, exactly how you want to express them, or maybe that's just not your thing.
Right.
But you can read the book to their child, and they will get all of that love and affirmation. And so that's one thing that you can do, as a caregiver or a parent. And then as an educator, it's not too different from that. We have, or educators, I know you have all kinds of children in your classrooms. They come from all kinds of backgrounds. They have all kinds of family experiences. Again, some of them may have family members that pour, those things into them all the time, and some might not. And so to be able to recognize, a child's strengths, in the everyday things that they do, in the story, like you said, we start off talking about, look how much you've grown, look how many new things you're able to do. You can make your own bed, you can pick your own fro, you can dress your own self, and so affirming that these things are great, and they're just, the beginning of what they're able to do. And then we're affirming in the story, a kid that's a thinker, that asks questions, that's willing to go out and do new things and make mistakes. And it's okay, because you know what? You got that thing inside of you called resilience, and you can bounce back. I mean, those are messages that as an educator, we want to pour into our students just as much as we do, and as parents. And so, yeah, so it's just that kind of book, I think, that no matter what your relationship to a child is, you affirming them through the words of this story or this book, it's just going to, not only strengthen the child, but probably strengthen your relationship with them as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think especially in the beginning of like a new year of preschool or some of the early grades, they're taking on little responsibilities, and
Yeah.
they can really, if this kind of points that out for them and pulls out that pride part, which is just beautiful. So, what do you hope that readers will gain from reading all the greatness in you, whether the reader be the educator, the parent, or the child?
It's funny that you say that. I just had my book launch last weekend, I think it was, and of course, had great support there, and folks buying the books. And then I had at least more than one adult say to me, I bought this for my grandkid, but I'm gonna hold on to it because right now I feel like I need this boost. So what I hope readers get from it is the fact that, we tend to, as human beings, focused on the can'ts a lot, like what we can't do, what can't be done. And I think this book encourages folks to really take some time to focus on what we can do and the things that are great about us, the everyday things. If you don't mind, if I can read a little bit for
Yes.
you.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. And particularly in this moment, a lot of folks have really resonated with these next couple pages, where resilience is something that folks are maybe trying to access a bit more than maybe usual. So it says, you always bounce back. Trying means falling sometimes, and that can be tough. You shed tears and try again. You keep striving for the win. Resilience is what counts when times get rough. Your best is enough. And then this next one, I love how you roll. You march through life with pep in your step every day. Your heart sees no mountain you cannot climb, no challenge you cannot slay. Please stay that way. And then the very last thing really sums up the message that I really hope kids and their caregivers, and really anybody who experiences this book, gets from it. It says, you are my best thing, a gift and a blessing I'll cherish forever. It's true. Tomorrow, should life make you doubt or forget who you are or fear something new, remember your can do. Depend on that bounce back. Believe all the greatness in you. be your own best thing too. So that's what I want readers to do, to believe in their greatness, um, and know that they can, whatever it is, they can do it.
Ah, it just feels so good. I love it. Okay, so you write around a broad range of topics using various styles. How do you decide on the topic and style for a particular project?
Yeah, for me, it is a really kind of a natural thing. Well, as far as coming up with the topics, it's just living life, right? And as authors, as writers, we're motivated and inspired by all kinds of different things. And we're complex individuals. We're not one note. And so, my interests lie in encouraging kids and pouring love into them. It also lies in teaching them truth about history and about humanity. And so all of those things have been drivers into the different books that I've written, from Brown Baby Lullaby and All the Greatness in You to Not Done Yet, Shirley Chisholm's Fight for Change, and That Flag, about best friends divided over the meaning and significance of the Confederate flag. So, since I have all kinds of interests, yeah, I write all kinds of books. And then when I get into the storytelling of it, I'm thinking about the age of the child. I'm thinking about how lively the story is or how serious the story is. I'm always thinking about relating to the child. I think a lot of times, sometimes we write for the gatekeepers because we got to get the book past, the gatekeepers but I'm always thinking about the child and trying to captivate them and keep their interest and speak to them in a way that they understand. And so the tone may be different, the flow, the style, the musicality of it, but that is really always my focus. So I think that's kind of the thread. And recently somebody told me, I said, I think you're right. They told me that the thread that they think that ties all my stories together is hope.
Hmm. And
And so,
in
yeah, so I
children's
said,
writing, that often is the case, and it
yeah,
definitely your writing exudes hope and compassion and kindness, all of it. It's just wonderful.
yeah,
So what's next? Do you have future projects in the works that you can tell us about?
I do. I have my next book also coming out with Alleanna, published by FSG, which is called Prayer Is.
Oh,
And it is, my take, my understanding, and what I want to communicate to kids about prayer. And it's not, a lot of times when people write these types of books, they're very, somewhat super reductive, super simplistic. And while this is a picture book, I'm writing it for the young ones. Again, I don't know. I think I kind of always try to put a little something in there for the adult readers, something that we can all get out of it. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
so do you know when that will be coming out? Like
Yeah.
an idea?
Right now it's scheduled to come out at the beginning of 2026.
Okay, great.
So winter 2026. And
Definitely.
then I've got something else that I sold, but that one I can't talk about
Oh,
until then.
well, that's good. Good. We got lots of stuff
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
down.
stuff in the works.
Great,
Mhm.
great. So, of course, we want to stay in touch. How can educators, parents, caregivers, media specialists, all the people stay up to date with you online?
For sure. Well, I have a website, tamekafryerbrown.com. I'm often on Instagram, Tameka Fryer Brown. Also on Facebook, my public page is Tameka Fryer Brown.author. And then I'm trying to do a little something on TikTok, and that's Tameka Fryer Brown as well.
Awesome. I'm going to follow you on all of them.
Okay, yay.
Thank you so much for joining me today. And congratulations again, Tameka, on the release of All the Greatness in You.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mickey. I appreciate it.